This Sunday we will celebrate Palm Sunday, which commemorates the day that Jesus rode into Jerusalem on a donkey's colt, that is a foal. It marks the beginning of Jesus' final week on earth, and that culminated in his death and his resurrection. This week is often referred to as Holy Week. Now, as Jesus entered Jerusalem, people gathered along the way to welcome him. His reputation had gone before him. They had heard about the wisdom of Jesus. He spoke so differently to the normal rabbis. He was easy to understand and so loving. The crowd had heard about the miracles that had been witnessed by so many, the healings, even seeing the dead raised to life again. Hosanna, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord, they cried. The crowd were going wild. They were excited. This was a wonderful but short-lived celebration. Have you ever heard those good news, bad news stories? What do you want? The good news or the bad news? Well, here was Jesus. He was welcomed and celebrated as king. However, as we know, it would soon be so different. Now, most of us have had those moments when everything seems to be going so well in life. We're feeling good about the way that life is turning out. We're on top of the world, as it were. But then, the next thing you know, it's all turned around and unexpectedly, it just doesn't look quite the same. It doesn't look quite so good. Now, we can partially understand what's going on here in Jerusalem. Jesus knew what was coming and he faced it with strength and humility. Reverend Richard Fairchild puts it this way: practically everyone has known the taste of Palm Sunday, the sweetness of success and popularity. And nearly all of us have tasted the bitterness of Good Friday, of failure and rejection. What saves us from an endless round of ups and downs? What frees us from the domination of events over which we have no control is our commitment to press forward in obedience to God. It is trusting God's love to bring about Easter morning, knowing the meaning of life is to be found in the knowledge and love of God, and in sharing that knowledge and love with those who accompany us on the way. The people in the crowd were either participants or they were onlookers. Some had a hope that Jesus would use his supernatural powers for their personal benefit. Others just wondered what was going on. Now, only Jesus knew what was going to happen in Jerusalem. Only Jesus knew what Jerusalem was really all about. He was faithful to the Father in every way. I once heard it said that Jesus had a mission while everyone else had an agenda. Now, when Jesus entered Jerusalem, he went straight to the temple. Matthew's Gospel describes Jesus as turning over the tables of the money changers and driving out those who were selling sacrificial animals to the worshippers who came. Now, I wonder if there are things in our life that need attention. They may be needed, but we have them in the wrong order on our list of priorities. It could be that many are focused upon religion and not relationship. Religion is doing everything by the rules and regulations, working our way toward God. But relationship is knowing Jesus as a friend and as Lord and Saviour, and knowing that he's done it for us. In other words, we have that relationship with him. So as we move through this coming week, I encourage you to read the gospel accounts leading up to what we know as Easter. Put yourself in the crowd. What are your thoughts? What are your words? I think it's worth thinking about. Remember, Easter is about Jesus, and it's about what he did for you and for me. Have a beautiful week, and may God richly bless you.